Happy Friday, everybody. Max here, filling in for Akeem with your fix of entertainment news. Today, the Mortal Kombat movie may have found its Johnny Cage. Fans have unearthed 2 lost episodes of Pokemon the anime from 12 years ago, kind of, and a handful of Star Wars updates about Andor Season 2, Skeleton Crew, and the plans for future movies. Let's get into it. One iconic member of the original Mortal Kombat roster who was noticeably absent from the 2021 feature film reboot was, ironically, the big-time movie star himself, Johnny Cage. He was hinted at in some Easter eggs, so since the movie came out, fans have been debating who should play him, and now, based on recent reports, it sounds like Karl Urban will be donning the iconic $500 sunglasses for the upcoming sequel. It's not 100% yet, but it seems likely as the Wrap reported the Kiwi actor was in final negotiations for the role. Karl Urban has had a surge of popularity recently, thanks to his awesome performance as Billy Butcher in the Prime original series The Boys, but he's popped up in quite a few other major franchises. His breakthrough role was as Éomer in Lord of the Rings, he was Bones in the Star Trek reboot trilogy, Scourge in Thor Ragnarok, and he gave us the definitive live-action Judge Dredd scowl in Dredd. Urban is likely a little old to play Johnny Cage as he first appeared in Mortal Kombat, but he seems right in line with his appearance in the more recent games, where he's described as a B-list celebrity whose career peaked at age 28 and who keeps busy with direct-to-VHS martial arts movies and defending Earthrealm for the forces of evil. Johnny Cage has often been the comic relief in Mortal Kombat, but Kano picked up the slack for him in that department in the first film. Now, based on Urban's performance as Billy Butcher, he's definitely got the comic chops to deliver some foul-mouthed one-liners in between acts of ridiculously gruesome violence. How does he look with sunglasses? We'll have to wait and see. No word yet on when the next Mortal Kombat movie will drop, but it seems like it's at least a year off. In the meantime, Mortal Kombat 12 isn't officially announced, but WB Discovery CEO David Zaslav was nice enough to blurt out casually that it's coming out this year during an earnings call. Surprise, everybody, and sorry, marketing team. Speaking of adaptations of beloved 90s properties where colorful characters beat the crap out of each other, sometimes using ice blasts and fireballs, Pokemon fans have managed to recover a pair of seemingly lost episodes of the Pokemon Black and White anime series that were never aired on Japanese TV. Now, don't get too excited because it's not the full video recordings, it's just scripts for the episodes, but they've been translated and uploaded for you to peruse at your leisure. Episodes 24 and 25 were set to air on Japanese TV in March of 2011, but were understandably preempted from broadcast following the catastrophic Tohoku earthquake. They were originally postponed, but wound up never actually getting aired at all, likely due to the plot involving scenes of destruction that might have hit a little bit too close to home in the wake of a major disaster. A collector purchased copies of the scripts way back in 2013 and was initially demanding $4,000 to release them publicly. The Pokemon fan community raised the money, but the owner decided to give them up pro bono, which is nice. Anyway, if your theater troupe is looking for a timely piece to perform for senior citizens, the scripts for Team Rocket vs. Team Plasma Parts 1 and 2 are there for the taking. Good luck with that. Yesterday was May the 4th, and since that sounds like somebody with a lisp saying May the Force, that means it's Star Wars Day. So of course we got some news from a galaxy far, far away. For starters, the upcoming series Skeleton Crew still has no official release date or trailer, but we did get a split-second glimpse of Jude Law's mysterious Jedi character in a newly released Disney Plus sizzle, and some details on what to expect from the show. Speaking to Empire, Skeleton Crew co-creator Christopher Ford explained the influence of Amblin films, meaning movies produced in the 80s by Steven Spielberg, Frank Marshall, and current Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, such as Goonies, Gremlins, E.T., that kind of thing. The way Kathy explained Amblin to us was that they never thought of those as kids' movies, they just happened to have kids, Ford told Empire. All the stakes are as real as possible, the kids think they're in Andor. This sounds promising enough, and given Ford and Skeleton Crew's other co-creator John Watts were behind the recent trilogy of MCU Spider-Man films, as well as the critically acclaimed 2015 thriller Cop Car, they're no strangers to putting young characters in perilous situations for our entertainment. Child endangerment really was the driving force of so many great 80s films. Anyway, speaking of Andor, here are 2 pieces of news. The second and final season of the show will likely not be affected too badly by the ongoing writer's strike, as showrunner Tony Gilroy confirmed during a Q&A that the final script was finished days before the strike began. Obviously that's not why he finished it, but it's nice to know anyway. In other news, Gilroy also spoke to Empire, the outlet, not the fictional fascist space regime, and he confirmed that Andor would conclude 3 days before the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. We already knew the second season would be taking place over the course of 4 years, but there'd been some speculation about how closely it would connect to the movie where the main character was first introduced. So the post-credit scene for Andor is probably going to be Mon Mothma turning around in her chair and telling Cassian, "You've become part of a bigger universe. I'm here to talk to you about the Rogue One initiative." Okay, that's probably not gonna happen, but TV shows have gotten real stupid because of writer strikes. Remember Heroes? Pay writers more, please. Meanwhile, on the movie front, there are currently 4 publicly announced Star Wars films in development, and we have no idea when, or more importantly if, these movies are actually going to come out, but according to Lucasfilm head Kathy Kennedy, they're not in a rush. Also speaking to Empire, who really did their homework this week, Kennedy explained that the plan moving forward is to, quote, make these movies when they're ready to be made and release them when they're ready to be released. This might seem like a no-brainer, but considering the MCU-like clip that Star Wars movies were coming out post-Force Awakens, this is good to hear. I've often brought up Bond, Kennedy continued. That's every 3 or 4 years, and there wasn't this pressure to feel like you have to have a movie every year. I feel that was very important to Star Wars. We have to eventize this. So basically back to the way Star Wars was made before Disney? Maybe split the difference between a new trilogy every 20 years and a new movie every other year. This is good news though, but the amount of Star Wars projects that haven't materialized kind of make it sort of a Boy Who Cried Wookiee scenario, so wake me up when there's a new trailer. And even then, there's no guaranteeing that that footage is going to make its way into the movie. Looking at you, Rogue One. On that cynical note, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Remember, for all your entertainment news, keep your eye on IGN. And of course, if you're stuck on any puzzles in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, go check out IGN's guides. And if you can't figure out that one puzzle with the 2 houses and they got locked doors and there's a power plug on the roof, I am right there with you. If I can force pull speeders out of the sky, maybe I should be able to open a door so I can break into somebody's house and steal their clothes and droid parts and mustaches, which are kept in boxes for some reason. I'm gonna go try to figure that out. I will see you next time Akeem is on vacation. May the 5th be with you.